Then see man's bid to cross Atlantic under cluster of helium-filled balloons a bust. CBS News. cbsnews.com/cbs evening news /cbs this morning /48 hours /60 minutes /Sunday morning /face the nation. Video. U.S. World. Politics. Entertainment. Health. Money Watch. Sci-tech. Crime. Sports. More blogs. The feed battle round the WH Web Show 60 overtime face-to-face resources mobile radio local. Log in join cbsnews.com sign in with profile. Manage my newsletter subscriptions update my email address change my password log out. CBS/AP/September 13, 2013, 7:00 a.m. Then see man's bid to cross Atlantic under cluster of helium-filled balloons a bust. In photo provided by Mark McBrearty, balloon cluster carrying Jonathan Trapp lifts off from Caribou, Maine, September 12, 2013/AP. Caribou, Maine. The North Carolina man has failed in his attempt to float across the Atlantic under a cluster of balloons. Jonathan Trapp's representatives say a technical glitch just 12 hours into his journey forced him to land on a remote part of the Canadian coast, in Newfoundland. His team says he hunkered down for the night, and they're now making plans to get him home. The hundreds of multicolored balloons used Thursday to launch Trapp on his transatlantic effort looked like a page taken from the script of the movie Up. Instead of using the conventional hot air balloon, the 39-year-old IT consultant from Raleigh lifted off from Caribou, Maine using more than 300 helium-filled balloons, like those used in the animated movie. The Atlantic Ocean has been crossed many times, and in many ways, but never quite like this, the North Carolina native said on his website, which detailed his intentions. City manager Austin Blease said about 150 volunteers assisted in filling the helium balloons starting Wednesday night. Trapp and his balloons lifted off from a foggy softball field in northern Maine, near the Canadian border, at sunrise Thursday. "Man, it was awesome," Blease said. "It was amazing to watch." On Thursday night, Trapp wrote on his Facebook page that he had landed safely at the remote location and would spend the night there. He didn't say at the time where he was. On hand for Trapp's lift-off was Joe Kidder, a retired Air Force officer who once set a record for jumping from a balloon 19.5 miles up and later became the first solo balloonist to cross the Atlantic in 1984. As for Trapp, he's no stranger to the cluster balloons. He's used them to fly in an office chair, and he's used them to lift a faux house, just like in the Disney Pixar movie. In 2010, he crossed the English Channel using a cluster of balloons. For his transatlantic crossing, the basket in which he's riding is actually a lifeboat that could be used if he ditches in the ocean. Trapp worked on the transatlantic crossing for 2 years and hoped to be the first person to succeed in doing so with a cluster of balloons. The airborne journey was expected to take up to 6 days, with wind currents possibly bringing him to northern Africa or Norway. Trapp and his team had waited more than 100 days in Caribou for the right weather conditions to carry him across the Atlantic to Europe. Copyright 2013 CBS Interactive Incorporated. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten, or redistributed. The Associated Press contributed to this report. Popular on cbsnews.com. Firefighter comes to rescue of first responders with sick kids. PJ Schrantz lost 4 members of his engine company on 9/11 and lost his son to leukemia 2 years later. He started a charity that helps fellow heroes in need. Inside the story of man believed to be first 9/11 casualty, investigators believe hijackers stabbed Danny Liu on way to cockpit of doomed flight. Friends discuss his take charge attitude. Fire rages along New Jersey boardwalk damaged by Sandy. Colorado flooding cuts off mountain towns, kills 3. High drama amid Colorado flash flooding. Fire destroys swath of NJ boardwalk rebuilt since Sandy. Draw. Massive fire in Searside Park. NJ play video somber ceremonies mark 9/11 anniversary. 35 photos. Water spouts spotted over Lake Michigan in Wisconsin. California poised to raise minimum wage to $10 an hour. Add a comment. Submit comment. Click here to add another comment. The posting of advertisements, profanity, or personal attacks is prohibited. By using this website you agree to accept our terms of service.